Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Drabble Club. My name is Dana, and under the name D.L. Pitchford, I publish unapologetically honest stories with real characters. And Tuesday mornings, or at least mornings for me, we write Drabbles. On Tuesdays, we write Drabbles. So I have been awake for like 30 minutes, so we're going to be pretty chill. Um, let's see. I should share this in this channel. So let's copy that link again. Now, proceed. Good morning, Mateo. Okay, now Discord can go away. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm waking up, so this is gonna be slow and chill, probably. I took a peek. Let's switch to the correct tab. I was looking at the prompts earlier, and I have no idea what to do for this. Here we go. Okay, Mateo says good so far. Also, just waking up. Okay. Let's switch this to the chat. How are your projects going? I have not been as active in the Storytellers Society as I generally prefer to be, but I don't know. I'm just generally, I feel like I'm behind on everything. Which is probably silly. But I don't know. Oh, I should be charging my phone. And put that in silent. Because it will distract me. Procrastinating. What? Why? And I mean that in a like. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious, not in a judgy way. Because I procrastinate all the time. Ooh, and beta reading. I have some beta reading I need to finish. I think once I finish this draft, which should be this week, then yeah, I have two things I need to beta read. Although actually, I do have one thing I need to finish going over before then. How's it Tuesday already? I'm not prepared. Uh, that makes sense. Okay, Mateo says, I think after going through all the feedback from the local writers group, maybe I felt exhausted. Yeah, like, I don't know what sort of feedback you actually got from them, like, how in depth it was. I don't think you really talked about that, but maybe you did and I missed it. Um, but yeah, that can be a lot. Meanwhile, in my specfic writing group, we met on Saturday because that's when the Writers Guild is every fourth Saturday of the month, and then we do our meeting immediately afterward. So the guy who was in the hot seat, we didn't even like we only made it halfway through all of the stuff, so I haven't finished reading it yet. And like maybe an hour after our meeting, he sent out an email that was like, okay, I fixed a whole bunch of the stuff that we talked about because it was a lot of telling, not a lot of action, and like giving backstory before it was really needed, but also not making the main character do a whole lot. I don't know. He was working on like condensing an enormous prologue into like just backstory instead. And so still making a lot of adjustments to that. But yeah, like an hour after the meeting, he was like, I already made so many changes. Thank you guys. I'm like, I know we all talked and stuff, but I haven't finished reading it yet. Okay, Mateo says there was a lot to think about. Useful, just takes time to process. Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same way. Do you have any ideas for the drabbles? I'm gonna pull up this. I said show. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mateo says, while going from prologue to backstory sounds exhausting. Yeah, apparently this is a story and like part of a series he's been working on for years, and by years I mean the idea was from like the 90s, the late 90s, and it has changed a lot. But this was like I think he said it was a 75-page prologue that he's then trying to work that information into the backstory. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. Yes, I agree. Um it is an odd combination, which is kind of the point, but also, yeah, I look at it and I'm like, I have no idea what to do with these prompts. It's ghostly pale skin and breakfast in bed. I mean, easy route, first thing that comes to mind is like someone is very, very sick. And so they're staying in bed. They're bedridden. And so then they're really pale because they're sick and you bring them food. Yeah. That feels like, I mean, it feels easy, but also just makes so much sense. I'm going to write it down. Ooh, a poem. That would be cool. You should do it. Okay, but also, yes, 75 pages is an insanely long prologue. And I know there are some people who would still skip that. At that point, it feels like you should probably read this if it's that long. But I know some people will still skip it. I don't understand. But like I too often think prologues are unnecessary, but I still read them. Okay, so someone bedridden and their food needs to be brought to them. Um, breakfast in bed feels, very domestic, very either like romantic or like the stereotypical like kids bring you a breakfast on Mother's Day or something like that. And then ghostly pale skin is like the opposite. But it's like, okay, it could literally be about ghosts or vampires. Um, Ghosts for breakfast in bed doesn't work if the ghost is the one receiving breakfast, unless it's some kind of like tragic backstory that they're reliving or something like that. Vampires and breakfast in bed, that could definitely work. Hmm. So that's definitely a possibility. Hmm. Mm. I'm just trying to think of like what what sort of people generally have the really pale skin. And yeah, vampires, ghosts, obviously. Um, yeah, someone who's sick. I'm trying to think like what else. Some people are just really pale. Oh, that's fun. Mateo says a reveal of being a vampire while bringing breakfast in bed could be cool. Like there's no reflection for the person they're giving breakfast to. Oh, that's fun. I really like the ominousness of that. That's so cool. Hmm. I really like that vibe. I'm trying to think like what else. Because yeah, there's the thing like the person who is with the ghostly pale skin could either be the person in bed or the person bringing the food or someone else completely. Yeah, what does a vampire breakfast look like? Tasty blood. So like when I go down that route, I am thinking something like going to bed with someone and then waking up and drinking from them type of thing is where my brain is going with vampire. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think I generally have two ideas, and I don't know which to write now. Hmm. Mm. Like the vampire brings the person they drained breakfast so they can recover. That's cute. That's really cute. Mm. That's the kind of thing that would go well in my vampire horror romance thing. I really need a working title for this, an actual project name. I'm very bad at choosing uh, project names because I just want to have an actual book title. Yeah, we've been going for about 20 minutes. Also, hi. Oh no, I there was a question I had to answer it immediately and skipped right over hello. How are you? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna write that down. Vampire brings. Um, I'm going to write this as blood donor. Cover. So there's that. Oh, let me pull up the prompts. The prompts are ghostly pale skin and breakfast in bed. So we're talking a lot about vampires. Um, and I'm fine. It's early. I'm tired. I'm still waking up. So, like, I'm fine. that's that's what we'll go with. Uh, Okay, now I have like 3 ideas. This is not helpful. Right? Yeah, this prompt pairing is crazy. And like I organize the prompts, and I try not to stick to things together that are like really really close. And so every once in a while you get a pairing like this where it's like this is so weirdly specific, but also like trying to wrap my head around how that works. Oh, Mateo says these prompts feel like they can work for Project Sickbed. Yeah, that's perfect. Do it. Yeah, see, how do you guys choose these project names? Everyone has such fun project names, and they're just one words or 2 words, and I don't know how to do this. I am long-winded. And I think part of the issue is that um, I if one person can have a project sick bed, somebody else can. It's very easy for like whatever. I don't know. I think what weirds me out is that I don't do this. It's not a thing that I do, but it's a thing that is very common among author tubers. So then I kind of feel like I have to, partially for the sake of talking about things, so that I'm not giving away a whole bunch. I don't know. Like all of my playlist names for all of my ideas are huge. So like my vampire one, the red wine supernova, but it's a lesbian vampire falling in love with the 90s by disaster. The name of the playlist is a reference to red wine supernova, so it's put her canine teeth in the side of my neck. That does not work for a like project um, code name type of thing. I agree, Tanya. One word is often not enough. It's like and a lot of mine like I would have to spend so much time breaking these down into I don't know like how to sum up what if we kissed over the dead body of our mutual ex into 1 or 2 words. How do I do that? Oh, that's interesting. Unfortunately, I hate that. Like, and that's like that doesn't fit the vibe at all, even though the words make sense. It's uh, I don't know. I don't understand how people can do this so well. It is like that is a good pitch, but the vibe is wrong. It is because like somewhere I have the it's all like 90s colors and like because it's set in the 90s, so it's like really in 90s there's like really bright colors and then there's grunge, so it's kind of both of those things, um, because the vampire character is very grunge, very goth, very dark, stark colors, and then the human character is all bright and like neon and really intense colors. But and yes, you probably are right. I I don't know. It is a little bit of FOMO of like I should be doing this because everyone else is doing it kind of thing. And I feel weird for not doing it. But also it is a little bit of like it would make it easier to talk about projects. Like it would um having just a really quick name to put out instead of every time I try to talk about stuff, I'm like, I need a shorter name for this. Oh, neon grunge is. I do like that. That's fun. Hmm. That's interesting. I will be thinking about that. Uh, anyway, to be fair, like one of Christina's projects is just Project Vamps. So, like, I know I am overthinking it. I usually do. Okay, I mean, that is a fair point. Mateo says, I feel like since you actually finished books before, project names don't matter much. That's fair. Um, and that probably is part of the issue because it's just like I I don't know. I never did it before with my other books, and yeah, a lot of mine I do have actual titles. It's like most of them do have actual titles. They're just not like confirmed titles. So for everything, obviously, um, some of them are, but yes, and yes, I am overthinking. It is what I do. Yes, Current Affairs is like technically the series name, but I also am trying to prevent myself from like legitimately plotting out or planning out a I don't know, like minimum 8 book series because I really, really want to. But that I uh, yeah. Yes, sprint. We should do that. How do I find the titles? It is really hard because I'm a person who, like, I really enjoy using quotes and stuff like that, and like having an what is it, an epithet, or it might be conflating what I'm thinking with an actual other thing. Um, but you either have to get permission for that or you have to use something super old. So like all of these books, these titles, which are all from a quote. So they have quotes early on. If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. If we did not sometimes taste of adversity, prosperity would not be so welcome. So, like, they all have quotes, and this one is a quote from Voltaire, and this one is a quote from George Eliot. So, they're all quotes, but they're old quotes because legally they have to be. Um, so, that's what those are, but also I'm not going to do that for every book. There's definitely other ones are hard though. Like my one other book, which so this one is Stilettos and Stardust. So it basically is like if this had a project name, it would probably be Project Stardust. Um, but it did not. So that one would be a little bit easier to do this. Okay, and welcome back. Vic finally got the robot vacuum app to work, and the little guy's now working. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. All right, let us actually do a sprint now. Right? Uh-huh. Yes. it definitely has a lot to do with copyright. Like you have to get something generally before like 1900 is safe. But it's hard. I think the one for is it Confucius? The one for the book I'm working epigraph, not epithet. Yeah, Confucius. So the fourth book, the quote is, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." So that is um, the quote that the title comes from for book 4. But yeah, it really is like there's so many quotes from like songs and whatever that I could have used, but legally, not without their express permission. Which of course does like I think about what is it is Carry On, and which a lot of those sort of things is like, okay, she must have gotten permission to be able to use Carry On, Wayward Son, and what was the third one? Was it Any Way the Wind Blows? Or it was, they're all from that. But it is funny because Carry On was not explicitly a reference to that song. It was a reference to a different song. But I'm like, did she actually get permission? I don't know, but I it's possible either way. But I think about that a lot. Okay. Mateo says Project Space Pets feels like the hardest one to name. Romance titles are a unique style of titles. Yeah, that is true. And it does also very much depend on subgenres. Because, like, dark romance has a certain vibe, and cozy romance has a certain vibe. Cozy in general, cozy mystery, cozy romance, cozy whatever, they all tend to have a specific style. But cozy mystery is like especially known for this. Like they're all so punny, and that is, you do have to work around the genre trying to get it to fit. Ooh, okay. Vic said, yesterday I figured out the name for book 3 somehow. Winter Eternal. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. Yes, that is the thing. Carry On is very vague, so it never seemed weird to me. But then when you use the term Wayward Son, and that one obviously makes it more specific, especially in the context of the series. And then the third one is just straight up a full quote from the song. So it's definitely not vague at that point, but something like Carry On does really make me wonder about what the legal limitations are, because Carry On could mean anything while also being a direct reference. But and it's like, I know I could do something like that with song lyrics. But like, where is the line? How small and how vague does it need to be? That's hard. Which, to be fair, if I'm just a small indie author, um, not making much money, then it's not like they are going to care. Whatever band or whomever probably is not going to put in any effort to cause issues because it's not even going to be on their radar. And if I were to publish with traditionally, then there would be a legal team there who would advise on that and say, hey, that's too close to such and such, we probably shouldn't. Oh, I don't think you need to worry about it, Tanya. Because like, if you don't even know, then it's probably vague enough. Like if it just so happens to overlap, I don't think that would be an issue. And yes, we are derailing. We're good at that. Okay, yeah, let us get set up for a sprint. And yeah, that is also a factor. There are so many lyrics out there. Okay. All right, so prompts, ghostly pale skin, and breakfast in bed. And I have like three different ideas to choose from, apparently. All right. All right. Everything is good to go. Um, yeah, let's sprint. I'll see you guys in 30. Good luck. The thing went off, but I didn't hear it. I have the headphone in. That's weird. Okay. Why? Okay. I don't know. I had my sound muted, but I thought I unmuted it. This has a keyboard shortcut for muting and unmuting, and so I used that. So the little light wasn't on, but it was still muted in the volume settings. That's weird and annoying. Anyway, so how did that go for everybody? I know Mateo finished his poem, and for some reason, like um I read over it after YouTube censored it, and I'm just confused, frankly. There's no reason for that. But okay. Um let's put this up on the screen. And what? No. What's that? Oh, I think I accidentally fucked something up. How do I fix this? I don't. What? No. Welcome to the Universe Calls. We have been working on drabbles, and which, sorry, drabbles are just it is a complete story in 100 words. So that is what we've been working on. We just finished a sprint. And I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Happy to help. Yeah, we do weekly drabbles right now. Um, okay, okay, well. Okay, well, sorry, I got distracted. Accidentally time outed Mateo. Timed out is how yeah. And there's no way to undo that apparently, so that's cool. Anyway, or at least there wasn't when that happened. I don't. Mm, I will have to look into that more. Okay. Anyway, um, yes. The prompt is generally it doesn't have to be the core of the drabble. You can use it in whatever way you want. We are pretty flexible. Um, let's see. I'll pull up the prompts again. So we talked a lot about like vampires or someone being sick. Um, it really is however you want to use it. Yeah, I'm gonna research that more on the next sprint to see if I can find a way to undo that because that's ridiculous. But a timeout is also only temporary, and I'm not sure how long it is, but I absolutely did not mean to do that. I was trying to like highlight one of his comments and accidentally hit the wrong thing. So that's fun. Um anyway, I okay. I will read the first drabble that I wrote. Let's bring these up again. Um okay, so general warning for implied sexual content and um, vampires. So, okay. When you awake, someone lies beside you, pale and beautiful, wrapping around you, skin cool to the touch. You lean into them, let them touch you, caress you, smooth, spindly fingertips over your exposed skin. They touched you like this last night, spread you out beneath them, and overwhelmed you with their hunger and their kisses. You remember, and you want, and when they lean over you again, you tilt your head and expose your throat. inviting them in. You shouldn't be surprised when sharp fangs sink into your flesh, but you gasp, and your eyes sting, and you regret. So there's my vampire having breakfast in bed. And I started another one with a different idea, but it is nowhere near done, so I'm not gonna touch on that. Yeah, we have a lot of fun with this, and definitely write all kinds of crazy stuff. It's some of them are fun, silly little things. Some of them are very serious. Some are very dark. It's really fun to be able to um, jump from one style to another. I really enjoy it. Okay. I think I want to do. The ending surprised you. Mm, okay. Didn't think they would regret. I mean, they're potentially about to get murdered. It's unclear. Depends on the vampire. So, yeah. Okay, I want to do another sprint. Okay. Tanya only ate and cleaned a little bit. Well, you ate. That's important. It's fine if you don't get a whole lot done. Um, you're allowed to take breaks to eat, Tanya. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. I am going to maybe edit this um drabble that the second drabble I wrote. See if I can get it um readable. It's fine right now, but it's very messy. And see if I can figure out how to release Mateo from YouTube hell, apparently. So, yeah, I will see you guys in 30. Good luck. How did that go for everybody? I spent most of that time trying to figure out if there was a way to fix the timeout, and there does not seem to be anything at all, which is super cool. So it is, a temporary thing, so it will go away at some point. But I didn't even know how long it was because it didn't, it wasn't intentional. Anyway, so that's what I spent most of that sprint trying to do. I did not work on my second drabble at all, which is fine. I think I'm happy with it as it is because it is part of my current affairs. Yay! You're back. I'm glad it's over. I couldn't even figure out for it to tell me how long it was because timeouts can vary from like I don't know, a minute to 24 hours. I'm like, somewhere it should at least tell me how long it was. Couldn't find it anywhere. I'm glad you're back. Oh, I have a cat. Alright, stop that. You want to come in? You. Ooh, yes, that's exciting. Hi, cat. Okay, that's annoying that it didn't tell you. Apparently, theoretically, if you do it directly on YouTube, it should give you the option of choosing how long, but because it happened in the Restream studio, that wasn't even a thing. I wasn't even sure that I clicked on anything until I went back to the the video on YouTube and saw it's hiding your comments. That's mm, I'm frustrated. But honestly, it's amazing that it hadn't accidentally happened yet. Oi, nobody. It is. I'm so frustrated. It's fine though. Hi, cat. What are you doing? Oh my god. Somebody woke up and went, I need cuddles. Okay, chill. True. To be fair, of all the things I could have accidentally done, that is the least bad one. Okay. Well, I need to eat breakfast. and I'm tired. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. And next week I should be streaming with Laura again, but I need to talk to her because I might have to reschedule. So we will see. Cat, stop biting. Cat, we need to trim the claws very badly. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Sorry, it was a mess. Yeah. Say goodbye, kitty. I'll see you guys later.